Now the next step is creating a packing list. Now let's understand what is packing list. A packing list, also known as shipping list or packing slip, is a document that accompanies a shipment of goods. It provides a detailed list of the contents included in the shipment and serves as a helpful reference for both the shipper and the recipient. The packing list helps to ensure that all items are accounted during the shipping process and provides important information for customs clearance. Now let's understand what is included in packing list. Here's what is typically included in a packing list. First one is the shipper information. The packing list includes the name, address and contact information of the shipper or seller who is sending the goods. The second one is the recipient information. Similarly, it includes the name, address and contact information of the recipient or buyer who will be receiving the shipment. The third one is a packing list number. Each packing list is assigned a unique identification number for tracking and reference purposes. The fourth point is the date of shipment, the date when the shipment was prepared and sent out for delivery. Fifth point is the shipping method. So the details regarding the shipping method used for the shipment, such as the carrier name, shipping service and tracking number if available. The sixth point is the description of items. A detailed description of the items included in the shipment, including the product name or description, quantity, unit of measurement, for example pieces, boxes, pallets, etc., and any specific product codes or identifiers. The seventh one is the item numbers or SKU. If applicable, the item numbers or stock keeping unit, which is SKU, numbers may be included to help identify each product. The eighth point is packaging details. Information about how the items are packaged, including the type of packaging material used, for example boxes, crates, pallets, etc., and the number of packages. The next point, which is the ninth point, is the weight and dimensions. The weight and dimensions of each package or pallet included in the shipment. This helps calculate shipping costs and ensures compliance with weight and size restrictions. The 10th point is special instructions. Any special handling instructions or additional information related to the shipment, such as handling precautions, storage requirements, or specific delivery instructions. The next point is declaration of contents. A declaration stating the packing list accurately represents the contents of the shipment and all the items that's listed are included. The 12th point is authorized signatures. The packing list may require signatures or approvals from authorized personnel within the shipping company or the seller's organization, confirming the accuracy of the document and authorizing the shipment. So in our example, packing list is issued by Canada Corporation and is issued to India Corporation with a copy to Canadian Border Services Agency. Purpose of this document is this itemizes the contents of each package in the shipment. In our example, the packaging list includes 10 individual sacks, each containing 100 kilograms of the potatoes, which totals to 1000 kilograms of potatoes as agreed in the sales contract. In the packing list, it also includes total weight of the shipment, which is matching the commercial invoice. So we have seen that a packing list serves as a vital document for accurately documenting the contents of a shipment, facilitating smooth logistics and inventory management process, and also ensuring compliance with shipping regulations and customer requirements. Now, after the packing list is completed, next step is to have the export permit. Now let's understand what is export permit. An export permit is an official document issued by the government or relevant authorities of a country that authorizes the exportation of specific goods, products, or materials from that country to another destination. It serves as a legal requirement to regulate and control the export of certain goods and ensure compliance with trade regulations, security measures, and international agreements. Here's an overview of export permits, including who issues them and what is typically included. The first point is, who is the issuer of export permit? Export permits are typically issued by government agencies or departments responsible for regulating exports and international trade. The specific agency or authority may vary depending on the country and the type of goods being exported. It could be a Ministry of Trade, Customs Authority, Export Control Agency, or other relevant government bodies. Now, what does it include in the permit? The first point is authorized exporter information. The export permit includes information about the exporter or the party responsible for exporting the goods. This may include the exporter's name, address, tax identification number, and other relevant details. The second point is description of goods. A detailed description of the goods or products being exported is provided in the export permit. This includes information such as product name, quantity, value, and any relevant specifications or classifications. The third point is destination country. The export permit specifies the destination country or countries to which the goods are authorized to be exported. This helps ensure that the goods are not diverted to unauthorized destinations or used for prohibited purposes. The fourth point is export control classification. For goods subject to export controls such as military equipment, dual-use goods, or sensitive technologies, the export permit may include an export control classification or classification code. This helps identify the level of control or restrictions applicable to the export. The fifth point is a validity period. The export permit may specify a validity period, indicating the duration for which the permit is valid. This ensures that the expiration occurs within a specified time frame and helps control the timing of exports. The sixth point is conditions and restrictions. Any specific conditions, restrictions, or requirements imposed on the export may be outlined in the export permit. This could include compliance with trade embargoes, sanctions, licensing requirements, or other regulatory obligations. The seventh point is authorized signatures and seals. The export permit is typically signed and stamped by authorized personnel from the issuing authority. Their signatures and seals authenticate the document and signify that the export has been officially authorized. Overall, an export permit is a critical document for exporters, providing authorization legally to export goods from one country to another. This helps ensure compliance with export regulations, control the movement of sensitive goods, and maintain security in international trade. Importers and exporters should be familiar with the requirements and procedures for obtaining export permits in their respective countries and adhere to applicable regulations to avoid penalties or legal consequences. Well, our next step is picking and packing the material. Once material is packed, seller here arranges the booking with freight forwarder. Here in our example, we have considered a DHL company as a freight forwarder. So Seller Canada Corporation books the slots and the timings with the freight forwarder to pick the material from their premises. Our next step is to create a bill of lading. Now, what is a bill of lading? A bill of lading is a legal document issued by a carrier or its agent to the shipper of goods. It serves as a receipt for the cargo being shipped and as an evidence of the contract of carriage between the shipper and the carrier. The bill of lading also functions as a document of title, allowing the holder, typically the consignee or their agent, to take possession of the goods upon arrival at the destination port. Here's an overview of the key aspects of a bill of lading. First one is the shipper information. The bill of lading includes details about the shipper, including their name, address, and contact information. Now, this identifies the parties responsible for shipping the goods. Second one is consignee information. Similarly, it includes information about the consignee, who is the recipient of the goods. This may include their name, address, and contact details. Third one is carrier information. The bill of lading identifies the carrier responsible for transporting the goods. This could be a shipping line, airline, trucking company, or other transportation provider. The fourth point is vessel or vehicle details. For maritime shipments, the bill of lading includes information about the vessel carrying the goods, such as its name, registration number, or voyage details. For other modes of transportation such as air or land, the relevant vehicle information is provided. The next one is a description of goods. A detailed description of the goods being shipped is included in the bill of lading. This typically includes information such as the type of goods, quantity, weight, dimensions, and any special handling instructions. The sixth point is the port of loading and the port of discharge. The bill of lading specifies the ports where the goods are loaded onto the vessel or vehicle and where they will be unloaded at the destination, which is the port of discharge. The next point is the shipping terms. The bill of lading indicates the agreed upon shipping terms between the shipper and the carrier. This may include details about who is responsible for transportation costs, insurance, and other expenses associated with the shipment. The eighth point is freight charges. The bill of lading includes information about the freight charges associated with the shipment. This helps the consignee understand the total cost of transporting the goods and any additional charges that may apply. The ninth point is the date of shipment and signature. The bill of lading includes the date when the goods were shipped and is typically signed by the carrier or its agent as acknowledgement of receipt of the goods. The 10th point is terms and conditions. Any terms and conditions related to the transportation of the goods, including liability, insurance, and dispute resolution mechanisms, may be included in the bill of lading. So here in our example, bill of lading is issued by the carrier or shipping line, which is DHL company, and it is issued to Canada Corporation, and one copy is sent to India Corporation, and we have seen the purpose of this document, which is this is a contract of carriage between Canada Corporation and the carrier. So in our example, the bill of lading details the shipment information like quantity, weight, port of landing, which is the port of Quebec in our example, and port of discharge, which is Mumbai in our example. It also includes freight charges and serves as a receipt for the potatoes. The negotiable copy allows India Corporation to claim the goods upon arrival in Mumbai port. Now there are few more questions like when bill of lading is prepared, or is it okay to prepare bill of lading before the material is loaded onto the ship? Or is it mandatory to prepare bill of lading only after the material is loaded onto the ship? Now let's look at the answers to these questions. The timing of when a bill of lading is prepared depends on the specific circumstances and the terms of the agreement between the parties involved. So the bill of lading can be prepared before the shipment or even after the shipment is loaded to the ship. Now let's see those two types in details. Now in case of before loading, in some cases, bill of lading is maybe prepared before the goods are loaded onto the ship. This type of bill of lading is referred to as pre-carriage bill of lading. It acknowledges that carrier has taken the responsibility for transporting the goods from the point of origin to the point of departure. The actual loading of the goods onto the ship may occur after the bill of lading is prepared, but the document serves as an evidence of the carrier's commitment to transport the goods. In the second case, when the bill of lading is created after the loading is done onto the ship, then this is done particularly with traditional ocean freight shipments. The bill of lading may be prepared after the goods are loaded onto the ship and the carrier has verified their condition and quantity. This type of bill of lading is often referred to as an on-board bill of lading. It specifically indicates that the goods have been loaded onto the vessel and are in the carrier's possession. So simply, this type of bill of lading provides more concrete evidence of the actual shipment of the goods and is often required for certain payment terms or documentary credit arrangements. In summary, while it's generally acceptable to prepare a bill of lading either before or after the goods are loaded onto the ship, the specific timing may depend on the terms of the agreement between the parties and the requirements of the shipment. It's essential to ensure that the bill of lading accurately reflects the agreed upon terms and the actual status of the goods at the time of issuance. Now, whenever product or packages is shipped through air, then an airway bill comes into picture. Now let's understand what is airway bill. An airway bill is a transport document issued by an airline carrier or its agent that serves as a contract of carriage between the shipper and the carrier for the transportation of goods by air. An airway bill is essentially a passport for your air cargo. It acts as a 3-in-1 document that serves several important purposes like receipt. It confirms the airline has received your shipment for transportation. 2. Contract. It outlines the terms and conditions of carriage between the shipper and the airline means the carrier. This includes details like who is responsible for what during transport, insurance coverage, and dispute resolution procedures. 3rd, proof of ownership. It serves as a document of title indicating who has legal ownership of the goods while they're traveling by air. Well, I hope you loved this concept. Stay tuned for another interesting concepts.